Hello everyone, and welcome to index number 2 of my JavaScript coding tutorial. And in this video, we'll be talking about conditionals. So, what is a conditional? Now, let's think of a scenario. So this is a code we had before, but let's think of something, which is like, alright, let's say it's raining outside, and you want to get an umbrella. But if it's not raining outside, you don't want an umbrella. So in code, you want a way to check if it's raining outside so you know whether or not you should bring an umbrella so you don't get wet. You don't want to bring an umbrella when it's not raining, and you don't want to not have an umbrella when it is raining. So in JavaScript, we use something that's called an if statement, and it's very common in other languages as well. And the way you write it is if, parentheses, and then you have these open and close curly braces. So, for instance, we talked about Booleans in our previous video about data types. So if you remember, we could have a variable, let's say let is raining equals true. And this basically says that this basically assigns the Boolean value true to the is raining variable. Now in the if statement, what it does is it checks if everything inside these parentheses is true. So for instance, if I write is raining, this will execute the code inside. So let's just say console.log bring an umbrella. Oh. Hold on. Oh wait, it's like that. Oh wait. So now you can see it says bring an umbrella, and what this is doing is it's checking. It looks at this variable and it sees that the variable is true. So if the variable is true, then we're gonna log that we need to bring an umbrella. And you can actually see this if we delete this and then we just write true in here. If we do that, it'll say bring an umbrella. So what it's checking what everything that's inside of these parentheses, and it says true inside these parentheses. So it says bring an umbrella. Well, what if we put false in here? If false, you can actually see it starts warning me saying unreachable code detected. And if we run this, it just doesn't have anything. It means that this is never executed because it thinks that this is false. So for instance, if we have is raining, and we set is raining to false, it'll not print anything, right? Now what you can actually do is you can chain the if statement with an else. So you can say else, and then you can say console.log don't bring an umbrella. And then if we save and run this, it'll say that we shouldn't bring an umbrella. Don't bring an umbrella. What's going on here is it's checking what this variable represents. And this variable is representing false. So we shouldn't do what's in this code block. But then we go down to this else statement, and we're saying, this didn't work, so instead, else, we should do this. So if this isn't executed, we should do this. But if this is executed, in the case of true, then we should do this, and we shouldn't do this line of code. So basically an else statement is just like a toggle, sort of. It's either this statement or it's this statement. And you can actually chain stuff together, which I'll talk about in a bit. Now, not every variable is going to be a Boolean. You might have, like, let condition. It's like, let weather condition equals, let's say, 1. And we're going to say that 0 is, like, good, and then maybe, like, 5 is bad. Alright, so maybe 5 is super raining, and 0 is just sunny outside. So, if we say weather condition, we can actually put something, like, after this. So we can say is less than 3. Actually, no, if weather condition is greater than 3, we should say bring an umbrella. So what this is doing is it's saying, we're going to take a look at weather condition. Now, weather condition is 1. and we're going to compare it to see if it's greater than 3. So if 1 is greater than 3, we should bring an umbrella. So if the weather is like 4 or 5, which means it's raining a lot, we should bring an umbrella, and else we shouldn't bring an umbrella. So let's see what this does. It says bring an umbrella, because 1 is not greater than 3. Now if we change this to 1 is less than 3, if 1 is less than 3, then we bring an umbrella, it should say, yep, bring an umbrella. So there's ways you can evaluate if something is true or false. The ones I just showed you are just these angle brackets, which just mean greater than or less than. So if 1 is less than 3, or if 1 is greater than 3. You can also throw an equal sign at the end of it, so you either have less than or equal to 3, or you have if greater than or equal to 3. And what this does, it's also gonna check if it's equal to that value. So, if you didn't know, 3 is greater than 3, but 3 is greater than equal to 3. So that's another neat thing to have. If we put let weather condition equal 3 right here, you can see it will say bring an umbrella. But if we remove the equal sign, it'll tell us not to bring an umbrella, because 3 is not greater than 3. And and then I think the last operator is just the double equal sign. Actually, wait, there's some more. So the double equal sign compares if it's the exact same. Well, not the exact same, but in terms of like what's being stored in it. If 3 is the same value as 3, then we say bring an umbrella, and otherwise we don't bring an umbrella. So if we run that, oh, I deleted a character. What? There we go. What the heck? Alright. There we go, bring an umbrella. Took us a few attempts there. But basically, we're checking if weather condition is the same exact value as 3, in which case it is. And then there's one more, which is the not equal. So this exclamation point, it just basically says, like, not. So it's not that. So if it's not equal to 3, then we bring an umbrella, and otherwise we don't bring an umbrella. So now it should say, don't bring an umbrella. There we go. So these are the main types of comparisons. We can have equal to, not equal to, greater than, less than, or greater than equal to, and less than equal to. So those are some basic ways of comparing values. Now let's talk about ways you can like chain together Booleans. So for instance, let's say is raining equals true. And then we're going to have another variable that says let is hot, I don't know, or has lightning equals true. Now let's say in the case of lightning, you don't want to bring an umbrella because, I don't know, it acts as a lightning rod or something. We'll just make something up. But we can have something that says is raining, or actually, let's say no lightning for this second. If is raining or no lightning, we bring an umbrella. So what's happening here is we have these two pipes, and these two pipes just represent the OR operator. So if either one of these variables is true, we're gonna bring an umbrella. Now I don't get why you'll bring an umbrella if there isn't lightning or there isn't rain, but I don't know. I'm not gonna judge. So no lightning or is raining. So if we run this, it says bring an umbrella, because this statement evaluated to true. Is raining is true, so this is definitely going to be true. For instance, if we change is raining to false, this will evaluate to true still, because no lightning is still true. So if false or true, that equals true. So false or true evaluates to true. But if we make both of these false, this will no longer be true, because neither of them are true, so this will evaluate. And you'll see it says don't bring an umbrella, because this isn't evaluating a true, it's evaluating a false. There's another operator called the AND, which is these two ampersand signs. So this is basically saying if both of these are true. The OR was if either of them were true, and the AND is when both of them are true. So for instance, true and true will evaluate to true, but false and true will evaluate to false. So let's just test this out with two trues, for instance. And didn't save. It says bring an umbrella. Because both of them are true, it's an AND, that means bring an umbrella. But if we change either one of these to false, it will say don't bring an umbrella. Because, I mean, this is evaluating a false, as we showed here. And if both of them are false, it's still going to be false. Now the last conditional operator, I guess, is the exclamation mark. Now, you'll notice earlier I told you about the not equal sign. This is sort of the same thing in which it flips the value of whether or not this statement is true or not. That may be kind of confusing, so I'll give an example. Now, let's say is raining equals true, but you want to bring an umbrella when it's not raining, and you don't want to bring an umbrella when it is raining. So what we can do is we can say if not is raining, and what's happening right here is raining is true, but the exclamation point, it's saying that, oh, you're true, so now we're going to make you false. If it is raining is false, we're going to make you true. It's just basically flipping it. So it says don't bring an umbrella even though it is raining. But if we say false, it'll say do bring an umbrella. So I think that's basically it for conditionals and the operators you can use on them. And do note that you can like throw a bunch of them together. So for instance, if not is raining, let lightning equals false, and then you can say like and lightning. And you'll notice I'm using parentheses. Parentheses just basically say that, oh, you should execute this part first. And then or is raining and stuff. You can just chain stuff together, and it gets kind of confusing when you have a lot of them. But yeah, that's basically it. Alright, see you guys in the next video.